looking a little crazy. Okay, hey guys, so I'm looking a bit crazy right now because I did the do's and don'ts of Korean makeup trends. So on this side of my face is kind of the don't side, and this side is the do side. I know a lot of us like Korean makeup trends and we want to attempt them on our face. However, this is kind of the more natural, wearable approach to Korean beauty trends. Now, I know a lot of times you'll see on Instagram or you'll see on TV or YouTube a lot of time these very exaggerated Korean trends, and in all honesty, they look really good on camera and they look really good in pictures. However, in real life, a lot of times they don't translate as well. So this is kind of taking a lot of those Korean beauty trends like the aegyo-sal, the gradient lip, all that kind of good stuff, and kind of putting a more natural wearable spin on it. And that's not to say that there's a certain way you have to do makeup or you absolutely cannot do your makeup like this. However, like I said, if you're kind of perplexed by some of these trends, I'm going to break them down for you, show you how to wear them more naturally, and maybe explain to you why they might not be working out for you. Also, I will talk about my headbands at the end of this video, so stay tuned if you want to know more about that. And let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial. Guten Morgen, everyone! So first, I'm going to pull back my hair using one of my headbands, and I will talk about these more towards the end of the video. For this video, the left side of my face is going to be the don'ts, and the right side of my face is going to be the do's. So the first do is going to be always moisturize your skin. Now, it's very popular with Korean makeup trends to have that beautiful, glowy, fresh face look. So in order to achieve that, you have to make sure that your skin is hydrated. You want to start off with a proper base because everything else that goes on top will be a lot more flawless. The next don't of the video is going to be don't force your eyebrow shape. Now, I know it's very popular in Korean makeup trends to have a nice, straight, bold looking eyebrow. However, you don't want to force it because straight eyebrows don't work on everyone's face or face shape. Now, you've heard this, that eyebrows kind of frame the face, so you want to make sure that you're sticking with your natural eyebrow shape. Now, definitely feel free to fill it in a little bit more straight and maybe not fill in your arch as much so you kind of get that appearance. But keep in mind that the main trend in Korean makeup is the natural look. So you want to maintain the natural shape of your eyebrows, but like I said, you can fill them in more straight to kind of get that illusion. Now, the next do for the video is always prime your eyelids using an eyeshadow primer. Now, the reason for this is because in Korean makeup, it's very popular to wear shimmery colors on your eyelid. So to make sure you don't get a lot of fallout and to make sure that shimmer sticks, you want to use a primer. Now, like I just mentioned, the next do is to use bright, shimmery colors on your eyelids. Now, the point of this is to make your eyes very bright and very bold looking without looking too heavy. A super smoky eye isn't really popular in Korean makeup. Again, you want to kind of emphasize your natural beauty, so most Korean makeup trends kind of follow that bright-eyed effect. Now, as you can see on my don't side, you don't want to apply dark colors on your lid, especially if you have mono lids, because these tend to close your eye up, make you look sleepy and tired. To finish off the eye look, you do want to add a little bit of dimension to your eye. So I recommend using a medium toned eyeshadow, preferably like a medium toned brown or medium toned gray, just to add a little bit of shading to the outer corner. This is especially helpful again if you have a monolid. Now, if you're looking to try out some Korean makeup trends, I definitely recommend using a brown eyeliner. I know a lot of us get kind of stuck in using black eyeliners or dark eyeliners, but brown eyeliner is kind of the perfect amount of definition without being too overwhelming and weighing your eyelid down. A don't for this is don't pull your eyeliner out too far. Instead, you'll notice it's popular in Korean makeup trends to kind of flick your wing downward, and it gives you that puppy-eyed effect instead of a cat eye. So again, my don't is don't use heavy black eyeliner on your lid, and also don't go too thick with your eyeliner. Again, this definitely is not a natural look. It weighs the eye down, and it's just not really what's trendy in Korean makeup trends. Now, we all know how popular the aegyo-sal look is for Korean makeup, but my don't with this is don't use a liquid tear duct highlight. I find these are not only really difficult to work with, but they also are very unnatural looking and they're hard to tone down. What I do recommend you do if you're looking to try out this trend is use a pencil or cream highlight underneath the eye. When you do this, it's a lot more subtle and natural looking, and it doesn't look as abrupt as a liquid liner highlight. Now, going along with that, don't feel like you have to contour underneath that eye bag as well. A lot of times it goes into different eye shapes. Most of the time with the highlight, it's enough to kind of achieve that aegyo look without looking like you're forcing it again. So again, the left side here is the don't, and the right side here is the do. So this next do is one of the biggest do's. I say you must do every single day, even if you're not into Korean beauty, and that is apply sunscreen. Now, you always want to protect your skin, and obviously a lot of Korean people are very adamant about protecting their skin and making sure that their skin is not prematurely aging or getting damaged by the harsh rays of the sun. Following that, the next don't is don't use a foundation or cushion foundation that is too light for your skin or that is too gray. With Korean makeup trends, it's obviously very popular to have fair skin, but the problem with that is that a lot of us don't have fair skin. So instead of, again, forcing it, which is kind of a common theme in this whole video, is don't force something that you don't have. Try picking a foundation that's obviously closer to your skin tone, maybe at most one shade lighter. I see this all too often when people wear foundation that's too light, and the problem is that you're not really fooling anyone. Instead, just embrace your natural skin tone and maybe try out one or two of these Korean makeup trends. You don't have to go full-blown Korean makeup trends all over your face. But obviously, on the other side of things, the do is to wear a foundation that is your shade or that is one tone lighter at most. Now, I like to go about one shade lighter than my natural skin tone, only because I'll go back in and correct it with concealer or powder, or even my contour / bronzer will kind of correct it, and then the lighter tone kind of naturally highlights my face. So as you can see, big difference between both sides. Next, we have a don't with concealer, which is don't take on the concealer or apply too much. This is because I know it's popular to obviously cover your under eye bags and kind of highlight that area. However, a lot of us have pores in those areas, so really less is more when it comes to concealer, and I definitely recommend using an air puff to kind of blot away and blend off any excess concealer. It's just more natural this way. Now, for my next do, I'm kind of going back to the whole less is more type of philosophy. So when it comes to powder, only powder areas that need to be powdered. Don't just powder everywhere. So for me, that happens to be underneath my eyes and on the center of my face. You don't want to over powder because it kind of takes away from that natural glow, and you want to maintain that throughout the look. Another do to maintain that natural glow is do use a cream blush. I know a lot of times cream blushes are overlooked. However, again, it's an easy way to achieve that natural glow. And for me, I find that trying to mimic a glow from within with powder is a lot more difficult than it is to mimic with a liquid. So again, do use a liquid highlight to kind of go with this whole glow type of look. I know I'm saying glow a lot. Glow, glow, glow. The next don't is don't just contour the face shape you want. Obviously, V-lines are very popular and a particular face is admired in Korean beauty. However, you don't just want to erase features of your face with contour. As you can see, it kind of creates an abrupt line. Instead, you want to strategically contour. So for me, I have a very angular face, so I just softly kind of go over my jaw and more underneath my chin to kind of soften my face a little bit. I contour in the hollows. Again, this varies from the face shape to face shape, so you kind of have to test and figure out what works for your face. Now, for my next don't, it's going to be don't use a liquid lip tint, especially if you're like me and you have dry lips or you're not very experienced with liquid lip tints. I know this is kind of contrary to what is popular because when you think of gradient lips, you immediately think of liquid lip tints. However, they're so difficult to work with and I just don't get it. For me, it's a lot easier to recreate a gradient look with a creamy lipstick. As you can see, my don't side is super cracky and dry and weird looking. Do, which will make you look like you're professional with the gradient lip, is to layer your gradients. So first I went in with kind of a hot pink, and then I layered a darker red on the center. So as you can see how pretty that gradient is, and it works for those of us who have cracked dry lips. So there is the difference between my do's and my don'ts when it comes to Korean makeup. Alright you guys, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I thought it was kind of a fun spin on the do's and don'ts kind of trend that I saw going around YouTube for a while. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I am going to talk about my headbands really quick for like a minute. So since it is the holiday season, I'm going to relaunch my Etsy shop where I sell my headbands. A lot of you guys have been asking about if I'm going to bring them back or what's going on with them. And essentially what I'm going to do at this point in time, I think I am going to take the headbands I have already made and make maybe a couple more because I have some fabric that I want to use up and make some headbands out of. And I'm just going to go ahead and try and sell all of those out. And then once they're gone, they're pretty much going to be gone for good because I don't have any plans to bring the headbands back. Originally why I haven't been running my Etsy shop is just because it's a lot of work for me to do my YouTube channel and all my other things and my website, social media, manage all that by myself and basically manage a full-time job with my Etsy shop on the side. I do hand make these, I sew all the pieces, I put all the pieces together. These are all made by me, so it is a lot of work. However, the reason why I'm doing it is not only because you guys have been asking about them, but because I am also going to be donating 30% of the revenue that I make from the headband sales to Santa Claus Incorporated. You're probably not familiar with Santa Claus Incorporated because it is actually a small organization that I have been pretty much working with for my whole entire life. I used to volunteer there when I was younger, and essentially what Santa Claus Incorporated is it's a non-profit organization that takes donations as far as toys or clothing or books, and the volunteers there kind of, you know, clean them up, repackage them, and give them to underprivileged families who possibly can't afford to give their family a Christmas or give their children Christmas gifts. And it's very close to my heart, so 30% of the proceeds will go there. I will also leave a link down in the description box below for those of you guys who wouldn't just be generous and just straight up donate. Obviously, any donations are extremely helpful, whether it's $1 or $5 or 20, everything helps and makes a difference. And it would just mean a lot to me. You guys have seen me do this on my channel a couple different occasions where I like to help raise money and donate it to a good cause. So this is just another time where maybe if you weren't able to participate in the last times that we've done this together, this is now your chance. And you can get a headband or you can just donate. I just wanted to bring this to your guys' attention because the Beauty Breakdown family is something that I hold close to my heart, obviously. I know here we all have several things in common, and one of those things I believe we all have in common is generosity and our willingness and desire to help make the world a better place. So now that I've gotten into that a little bit, and I will leave links down in the description box below as well, like I mentioned, I hope you guys are happy and healthy as always. And don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!